And this is a part of the conversation, and it continues. There's a couple ways. I don't know if everyone got to see this. Lachelle in the chat, she put in here, like, if we want to continue this discussion individually with, like, on Lachelle's podcast, she got great podcasts where we can have these conversations. If you want to extend it more about what we discussed or something different, it's info@lachelleatkins.com. There's also a lot of stuff that we discussed in this. So if you look in the chat section, there's a button with 3 dots. That's an opportunity. If you click on that, that's an opportunity to save the chat. So if there's some stuff, maybe you had yet to have an opportunity to take notes, you can go back, save the chat, and read through some of the things. And again, this podcast or this session will be distributed to you guys within the next day. So you can listen to this, contribute via email, so we can all stay together in this way. Now, the other piece that I want to bring in is Ivy. I'm going to turn it over to Ivy because he's got a site that he's been developing. I think it's over the past like month, 2 months, Ivy. 2 months, actually. Probably actually more than that. This is like kind of like a reiteration of this piece.
Can you turn this thing over to me?
Yeah, I'm going to be turning it over to you. So if you want to get the site ready.
I'm ready. Just give me not hosting, but the hosting so I can screen share.
Yeah, you should be able to screen share. I made you co-host. Check it out. See if you can, if not, then I can make the adjustment.
Wait a minute. Okay. Is that it? Is it working?
Click share. No, I don't see your screen. I'm going to make you host.
Clicking share. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go over this site. The reason why we're going through this is Ivy's going to take us through. It's an opportunity for us to get connected based on our initiatives or what we're looking to do in our community. So I'm going to shut up. And Ivy, it's all on you, my man.
I heard the phrases common unity, what you bring to the table, and the importance of building wealth within the Black community. First, basically taking care of ourselves, defining who we are, and not relying on my judgment, not relying on someone to define us, not relying on someone to give us permission, but taking the reins of our own future. And that's why I put together, after sitting in on so many of these conversations and walking away and not knowing what the other person brings to the table and not knowing what, how to have contact with them after the fact. So basically, it says it right here, you know, together we survive, together we thrive. But within that, I've broken down 5 areas. And our future is pretty much, how do we strengthen the community, build a future for our kids? What do we need as an infrastructure, as a community, in order to come together and take responsibility for our own future? Another piece is Black-owned businesses, keeping money within the community, circulating within the community, building generational wealth. What are the constructs? What are the things that are stopping us from doing generational wealth? The other area is our legacy. And that's broken into 2 parts. Primarily, what was our stolen legacy? What has been taken away from us? What are the constructs and beliefs that we're forced to deal with, as well as what is our legacy in the last since the emancipation? What are the hardcore histories? And in tonight's conversation, there is, might add a section called the, African history of African civilization. And then mentorship. What do we do with people that want to start businesses, the entrepreneurs? How do we support them? But I think an important piece of membership is also mutual respect. Unlike the old school of mentoring, do as I do, not as I say. I mean, do as I say, not as I do. But here, literally setting up a reciprocity where you educate and draw out of a person what their strengths are and help them move forward. So it's a slightly different slant on mentorship. And then the last piece is life beyond the struggle. What are we building towards? What, again, going back to the legacy, what will our future look like? What can we take within our own hands in order to build that future. So within that, all resources, I can't even find it. So you have all sections. And so within that, people are invited, it's a lockdown site, to literally come on board. This is, like Paul was saying, is all very much brand new, but to literally member profiles. So there's a few people that have been helping me pull this together. And basically you can create a profile where you can talk about what it is you're interested in, what it is you bring to the table, and what it is you need from the community, and what it is you can support to the community, along with, okay, so there's a bigger list, along with, adding towards that future. So the initiatives that are here now can be found, like the business initiatives, the community building initiatives, addiction and recovery, gender equality. And then there's a whole series of, youth empowerment. It's not broken down, but then there is like the whole self-development as well as community development. It is a work in process. So I'm going to go to, our future, so it is a work in process. And then the community development initiatives are all laid out in terms of what we're sort of looking at. So when you go to each section, it's pretty much tailored to what is in that particular section, business initiatives. And then there's also resources that are available that people hopefully will post, and events and support, that's website support, business opportunity networking. So I'm really trying to build an interest around this as a way of bringing all the different pieces together so that there is, in essence, this becomes the green book for Black community. This becomes the LinkedIn for Black community. This becomes the Business Networking International for Black community. There is a section, I don't even know, I'm still like even learning this, beyond the struggle, basically good reading material. There is a blog on here. There's a whole, section on what people recommend for reading about all of this. There is a blog on here, the community discussion forum, where there's an open where people can discuss different things and share ideas and get ideas and solicit ideas. So that's all there. The site is currently closed down. The site, it's open, but it's not public. Just to control who has access to the site, pretty much I create your profile. I give you a password, not your profile, I give you a password and a login. And then once you log in, see if it goes to the right page. Okay, it didn't. So once you log in, you're invited to create your own profile. And you can have up to 5 profiles. It can be for business, it can be for community network. So my invitation and my want is if you're sitting here and you talk about the community, the collective consciousness, community unity, what you bring to the table, what it looks like for future generations, to contact me. I'll give you a login, noodle around in it, decide if you want to participate. There's online discussion groups, there's online training, Paul's listed here, sales and promotions, social activities, different gatherings. So it becomes a catch-all hub for what could bring us together as a community. It needs support. I cannot write all the stuff that needs to be here. Like Nkai, like some of the stuff that you were sharing, and that's why I reached out to you. I'd love to create a section that really speaks to the things that you talked about. I created one for, Michelle and I talked and added sections to that. And anyone that I can't see on the screen, but a lot of these things are under development. Our mission is not yet clearly defined. There's so many buttons on this and so many pages. It's beyond what one person can do. We are a collective, we are a community. And I think together, if this is something that would serve people, that it would be, and you can do, it would be really good to have people, start putting things into the common pool, building up to a place that it can go public, and then invite more people to get involved and begin to connect us around the world. So there's, we list the resources. It's actually there. I'll write under Goodreads. This is some honest, so these are things I've collected from being on different calls and links that I put together. There's a good one on mentoring. So and then there's really good because your keywords you can focus on, you can sort by initiative, you can sort by type, the different types, major areas, and I'm open to if something needs to be added. And then you can search for whatever's in your location. So it's sort of a catch-all that could eventually grow. You manage your promotions, you can submit your own resources. People can actually create their own text, or like if you wrote something in the middle of the night you want to share, you can do your own posts and add to the site that's worth sharing with people. This site will need monitors, I think they're called. I don't know what it is, but people to look at stuff, make sure it's appropriate and okay it for publishing. So many hands make light work. There's a place for all of your events. And eventually I'll take care of the how-to is in place, but it just talks about way too much stuff, so the how-to is in place. So, I'll try to wind down with this. I've sat in a lot of Zoom calls and walked away saying, who was that masked man? And like, what is it that they do? And what can we do to support each other? And I'm of the school that faith without works is dead, and God helps those who help themselves. So I got up one morning and just started building this and have been presenting it to people with the hopes of getting concrete support. Yeah, here's a good salesman. You look at property in New York City, here's the guy to talk to. Your workshop disappeared, Paul, because it's happened. Your workshop was there up until yesterday or this evening.
Yeah, I saw it.
There's a way of doing highlights, highlighting businesses. There's just a lot that this can do with many hands and a great imagination. And I know everybody has a tight bandwidth. I do too. I got to work. I got to do my regular. I have 3 jobs and do my regular work and, and then family, friends. But I'm still, the importance of where we stand right now is so strong that I feel that I need to do this. And I'm asking for support and I'm hoping it will go. Yeah, co-creative process of respect and mutual understanding. Old school mentors didn't do that. And I've had a big problem with that. Our soul and history, our soul and legacy, our history, adding to that along the, what somebody said about the African history civilization. And then what is life going to be like beyond the struggle? And that's yet to be defined. And that's why there's a blog and discussion format here, because it is an intergenerational situation where we can come together and start envisioning the future. That is what manifesting is all about. You put your intentions in it, you put your passion, your heart into it, you focus on it. And if we can get that percentage to start focusing in that direction and sharing ideas, we can build it. If we do not build it now, we will be lost in the next 2,000 years. That's the way history has gone. This is the time, this is now. It has to be done now. And I can't emphasize that more than enough. So this is what's on the table unless someone comes up with something better. But my invitation and my want is to build support around this and move forward to start shaping the vision for the children, for the future and the children. And thank you for this opportunity, Paul. Over 3 minutes more than I wanted to, but there you have it. Please contact me offline if you have any questions or want to be added to the website with a login just so you can noodle around and look. It's not live, so you can't do any damage, but
yeah, believe me, I tried when he gave me access. I tried, but no, he built something solid. So Ivy, thank you for this. Ivy, if you could do me a favor, if you could please put your email in the chat, please, so if people want to get in contact with you, they could do that to get access. And I'll be adding your contact information in the follow-up email. So bless up. And the next one, I believe is the next one we got is October 19th. There'll be news in the recordings that are sent out. Thank you everyone for being here, for the time, for the energy. I know we went over. Thank you for spending this time. It means so much we just created something and we continue to. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all so much, more than words can express, and looking forward to seeing you all on the next BIPOC Collective discussion. Be well, everyone.
Thank you. Stay blessed, everyone. Blessings.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Good to see your face, girl. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings, everyone. Peace.